Now, as a publicly funded organisation, we actually took the trouble of getting an official statement from the BBC about this, and to sum up, this is a quote: "The design costs will not be published as they are commercially confidential." So. Where's the transparency in that from a publicly funded organisation that we all pay for? Shouldn't they be a bit more open about this?
Mm. Of course. Like I said, I mean, there's this curious exemption in the Freedom of Information Act, but I just don't buy this commercial sensitivity thing. I mean, for example, Ministry of Defence, which incidentally is a complete basket case when it's buying guns or nuclear weapons or anything else. I'm not defending them. I think it's a woeful organisation, but nevertheless, they're pretty transparent with a lot of the spending data. I mean, maybe not the absolute minutiae of very, very sensitive work, which of course that organisation does, but nevertheless, it's very clear in terms of how much they are spending currently, how much they plan to, which kind of companies they're going to, whether it was competitive, the procurement process to go and do that. I think it's just indefensible for the BBC to say that. I mean, this is work which has already happened. As you say, very likely an outside company has done this kind of rebranding, so the money, our money, has already been spent. So they can damn well tell us. I mean, it doesn't stack up that it's commercially sensitive. It's already happened. Let's have the information.
Yeah, why would it be commercially sensitive? Who is the BBC in commercial competition with? It's a publicly funded organisation. It doesn't have to worry about commercial sensitivity. But another thing about this, Duncan, that worries me is the alarming lack of judgment by someone at the BBC who didn't look at all this and say, listen, when we publish this, when the public, the people who pay for us, get to see this, they are going to say this is ridiculous. There is no difference between this BBC sign and the last one. Surely they didn't spend loads of money on this. Why is there no one at that organisation who could not see the publicity pitfall that they were plummeting into?
It's a good question. Don't have the clear answer for that, to be honest. I'd imagine it would be something along the lines of, we've decided we're taking this course of action. We're going to damn well stick with it. We're going to do it, and it doesn't really matter how much we're spending. And incidentally, whatever the public really think about this is secondary, because we've already decided that something has to be done. And again, I mean, I read the BBC article sort of defending this logo change earlier today, and it was, it's roughly in response to BBC viewers. I think it's looking a little bit outdated. Exactly the same lines we use, as I was saying a little earlier, in the 2008, I think it was.
Yeah.
Rebranding for a lot of the BBC
if
channels.
I could just interrupt you for a second, Duncan. I've got some stuff from the BBC here. Just to reiterate what I was saying, every radio station from national and regional to local and spin-offs will take the new uniformed branding, which the BBC says will modernise the audience experience. What a load of rubbish. But that's the scale of it. That's a lot of buildings. That's a lot of studios. Every radio station from national to regional to local. Kerris Bright, the Chief Customer Officer of the BBC. What kind of a job title is that? Chief Customer Officer. Sounds like something out of the Eastern Bloc, doesn't it? She writes, our research tells us that audiences think some of our services look old-fashioned and out of date. They want a modern BBC that is easier to use and navigate to find the content they love and enjoy. I'll guarantee you one thing, Duncan. The BBC has not had a single complaint about the old BBC logo. No one has said, do you know what? We could do with a slightly different BBC logo. They're making this stuff up.
I think that's probably right. And I'll tell you what, the first thing I'll do tomorrow morning is send in a Freedom of Information request to the BBC to work out exactly how many concerns and requests they've had from dedicated BBC viewers about the what is now the former logo, and that's why they moved it to the new one. So yeah, like you say, indefensible. They need to give us the information. The BBC do this time and time again. It's a public body. Let's see the data.
Yeah. By the way, local BBC radio changed their collective logo less than 12 months ago. So they're getting another change. Do you want to know my theory as to why they're spending all this money on this nonsense? Because when you get 3.5 billion quid a year, your first difficult task is to work out how to spend it. I happen to know that many years ago, one new BBC controller was taking over from another one, and that new BBC controller said to the old one, "Have you got any advice?" And the old one said, "Your only difficulty is working out how to spend all the money."